Setting up a company is beneficial for many reasons, including the fact that the company has a separate legal personality. This means that it can sue and be sued in its own name. Another advantage is that the shareholders of a company have limited liability. This means that the creditors of a company cannot enforce their claim on the shareholders' personal assets and can only enforce their claim on the company's assets. This is contrary to any ordinary traders who have unlimited liability. It is important to note that there are different types of companies regulated by the Companies Act, Chapter 386 of the Laws of Malta, the most common being private limited liability companies and public limited liability companies. When it comes to setting up a company, it is a fairly straightforward procedure. The first thing that the shareholders would need to do is they would need to come up with a name and reserve it with the Malta Business Registry, which is the registry of companies in Malta. The second step would be for the shareholders to draft the Memorandum of Association and the Articles of Association. These are important documents that provide important information about the company and the day-to-day business of the company. The Memorandum of Association contains a list of clauses with important information about the company. These include the name of the company, the registered office of the company, which has to be situated in Malta, the authorized and issued share capital, the objects of the company, and information relating to the shareholders, the directors, and the company secretary of the company. The Articles of Association include the inner workings of the company, and these include how many directors the company is going to have, how the directors are going to be appointed, information about proxies, how the general meetings are going to be set up, and so on. When it comes to the Articles of Association, the shareholders have the opportunity to either draft their own Articles of Association or else they could use Schedule 1 of the Companies Act. It is important to note that when it comes to the share capital of the company, this varies according to the type of company that is going to be incorporated. For instance, when it comes to private limited liability companies, the minimum share capital has to be around €1,165, which 20% has to be paid up. On the other hand, when it comes to public limited liability companies, the minimum share capital is around €46,000, of which 25% has to be paid up. The next step would be for the shareholders to submit the Memorandum of Association and the Articles of Association, if they decided to draft their own Articles of Association, to the Malta Business Registry. Shareholders would also need to provide proof that the minimum share capital is paid up, and they would also need to submit the registration fee to the Malta Business Registry. After the necessary documentation is submitted to the Malta Business Registry, it will take around 2 to 7 days for the certificate of incorporation to be issued, and once the certificate is issued, the company will receive a C number, which is the identification number of the company, and it can start and conduct its business.